begin this year to serve as your general manager. There's many of you here that have heard me say this before. This is not a responsibility that I take lightly, and it's a challenge I thoroughly enjoy. Honestly, I've got the best job in the world, and I work with the very best people. In fact, OTECC employees, you stand up and let people see you, please. These folks not only do a great job for you and us, but this is the second year in a row that our employees have won first prize in the Northwest Public Power Association's Safety Award, which is a really big deal. Thanks, guys. As I reported to the membership last year, we knew 2009 would bring some challenges for your co-op. Yet, no matter what the challenge was, we also knew that sharing it with the membership was the right thing to do. In 2009, we focused on strengthening our transparency. Unlike some government entities or the for-profit utilities, we want you to know what's going on with your power company. Early in 2009, we shared with you our belief that our wholesale power supplier, the Bonneville Power Administration, or BPA, was looking to pass on a significant rate increase. At one time, it looked as if this increase was going to be as high as 22%. As we shared more information with the membership, and that membership responded by emailing comments to BPA, the amount of this proposed increase began to shrink. Eventually, your cooperative was forced to pass through a 7.6% increase in wholesale power costs as a 3% retail rate increase. Fortunately, the efforts and comments by our membership helped keep this increase manageable, thanks to all of you who provided comments. We also shared with the OTECC membership how inappropriate we believed it was and is for BPA to subsidize the aluminum industry by providing them power at the expense of utilities like OTECC and OTECC members. As you will remember, that amounted to about $145,000 per job for 480 positions that Alcoa would be obligated to maintain. We were all too aware that industries and individuals within OTECC, in our service territory, our friends and neighbors were struggling as well. We couldn't understand why BPA placed a higher value on those jobs in the aluminum industry. Once again, the OTECC membership responded with numerous comments being emailed to Bonneville. Unfortunately, Bonneville chose to offer power contracts to both Alcoa and the Columbia Falls Aluminum Company, even though the court ruled that it was unlawful to do so. Absent these contracts, BPA's power rates to the other customers like OTECC would be less. We also shared with you the discovery that OTECC's irrigation members had been overcharged because of an EPA error, a billing error. When the agency asked for comments on how this mistake should be remedied, again, the OTECC membership provided comments via email back to BPA. As a result, EPA has announced they will return 82% of this overcharge, but not pursue repayment from other utilities in the region that were undercharged. Through rural line articles, radio shows, and yes, even OTECC TV, we've been able to share with the membership the cost of various types of power generation, and also what expenses are driving our wholesale power costs in Bonneville. Today, many of you know that fish and wildlife costs account for fully 1/3 of our BPA power costs. That's 1 cent out of the total 3 cents OTECC pays. OTECC is a not-for-profit membership corporation. We are owned by those we serve. That's you. We have no profit motive. Our motive is simple and significantly simple compared to most corporations today. It is our motive to bring value to the people who own us. That's the membership. Our goal is to provide the best electrical service at the lowest possible price. Needless to say, we have no shareholders, but we have plenty of stakeholders. And believe me, we know the difference. All this transparency and good intentions does little to simplify the electric utility business today. As you might expect, there's a linear relationship between time and complexity. As time passes, it seems the complexity gets greater. There are many stakeholders today, a multitude of federal, state agencies, departments, independent power and transmission providers, governmental entities, local governments, to name just a few. It is our job to ensure that while these stakeholders are being dealt with fairly, you as an OTECC member get your money's worth.